Hello everybody, how are you guys? Welcome back to my page. I'm Laura with Chocolate Designs, running a little bit late tonight. But, y'all, we had a couple of days off and I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. So, you guys, hello, welcome. I'm happy to have you guys here. Say hello when you jump on. Hit that heart button for me. And you're definitely going to want to get the supply list for what we're doing tonight. So in just a second, I'm going to give you a keyword to type in. Once you type that in, I'm going to send you a message. In that message, click supply list and more. And then you're going to get a list of all the things we're using with links to different pages to get your hands on the things, okay? I've tried my best to link everything tonight. Part of the reason I'm running a little bit behind. But we're getting it. Oh my gosh, you guys, am I so totally crooked? Do I look like I'm leaning to all of you guys? Oh, I knew there was something wrong with my camera. Oh my gosh. It's always something, right? Hi, Jackie. Yeah, I'm so glad you got your things. Hi, Cassie. You guys, I have stories to tell you too. Hey, Loretta. The real Loretta. There's a story for you guys. Stay tuned. We'll get to that. Hey, Carol. Hi, Leanne. Hello, Stacy. No, I was just running late. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Darlene. Hi, Christine. Hi, Lynn and Lisa Marie. Hey, Wendy and Brenda and Carlene. Hello, Leanne and Cheryl and Becky and Lynn. Hello, Dottie. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Wanda Kay and Sue and Joanne. Hello to all my friends. Hey, Patty and Florine. Hello, Karen. Hi, Ruth. Hello, Mary Jo. I look good to you? Okay, because I feel like in my camera I am leaning like crazy, but maybe it's just my laptop is leaning. Heck, I don't know. You guys tell me. I didn't block the wrong Loretta. No, I didn't. Am I crooked, y'all? I'm so sorry. You guys, we're going to keep moving on. If you jumped on, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name, but y'all jump on so fast. Hi, Linda. Hello, everybody. All right, you guys. So let me show you what I got for you, and we're going to go ahead and get started with some stories, okay? Because I got some stories to tell you. The first story I'm going to tell you is all about Loretta. Hi, Missy. All right. So first and foremost, we're starting our project today with this amazing frame. I love this one. I absolutely love this frame. This is from Hobby Lobby. You guys, if you type in the keyword stacked, S-T-A-C-K-E-D, the link to this frame from Hobby Lobby is in that keyword, okay? The link for this is in there as well. This is from the wood pile, normally $17.99. You can get it for 40% off every other week at Hobby Lobby. No, I'm not an affiliate. I don't make a percentage off of anything that you guys buy online from them, but I do love their products, okay? Hi, Linda. All right, so we're starting with this tonight, which I absolutely love. And tonight we're going to be using our new pumpkin pear transfer. I so love this one, and it's so versatile because you can use it for so many different things. So we're actually only going to be using this pumpkin tonight, just the one right there on the bottom, and I'm going to show you guys how to do the perfect stacked pumpkin effect with your pumpkins, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get this opened up, and we're going to get started. So let me tell you guys the story about Loretta. Loretta. So if you guys were watching and you're aware of what's going on, you got one of the sunflowers on. Awesome. So on Friday, we hit 20,000 followers, which is amazing, you guys. Thank you all so much for following my page and for supporting my business. It means the world to me. It really, really does. And as a thank you, I decided to do a $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. And a lot of you kept the dance party going, and you put in your comments, and you liked the post and did all the things. And today we drew a winner. And it was Loretta. Loretta was the winner of the $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. Now, you guys, Loretta is no stranger to my page. Loretta has participated in live sale events. And so because of that, and she's purchased from me before, because of that, I had her information. I had her address. I had her email address. I had all the things that I needed to be able to send her that $50 Amazon gift card. Okay. And I got a hold of her and I was like, hey girl, this is coming to you, you know, all of the things. And I went ahead and I sent it to the email address that I had on file for Loretta. The Loretta that I've sent stuff to before. And about an hour later, I get a message from another Loretta Simpson with her profile picture. What? Y'all, am I still live? Because I am showing that I'm frozen for myself. I don't like when Facebook does that. Oh, hi, Carol. So the other Loretta's like, well, that person is a hacker and my page must have been hacked. And I like seemed like they were truly devastated about the fact that they didn't get the $50 gift card and tried to convince me that I sent it to the wrong Loretta. You guys. Oh! For a second there, I was really confused. And she gave me an email address that was not the one I had on file for Loretta. It was like Loretta Simpson 0346 at yahoo.com. Okay? Right? Right? Oh, I will need my glue gun. Thank you. If it'll stay in place. So I asked the other Loretta, I says, well, you know, I said that's strange because the other email address that I sent the Amazon gift card to is the one associated to packages that I've sent out to her before. Why would a hacker comment on my live sale, pay for their things, and have it shipped to them? That makes no sense to me why the hacker would do that. I'm like, so what's your mailing address? Because I had that stuff on file, right? And that's when the hacker blocked me. The other Loretta that was trying to get that $50 gift card that was not the real Loretta then blocked me. You guys, the good news is the real Loretta Simpson got her $50 gift card. All was good. So you guys, that right there tells you, like, once you've made a purchase with me before, I keep all of your email address and your mailing address on file. And then if you're ever hacked in the future, I'm going to use what I've got on file for you, and you're going to be all set. But it was just absolute insanity. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Bonda. It was craziness today, y'all. It was craziness. All right, so we're starting with our pumpkins here. There's my first story. Could you imagine poor Loretta today going through all of that jazz, and then she had to put it into Facebook and claim that there was an impersonator and all of that stuff. Absolute insanity. Hello, Miss Gallagher. Okay, you guys, so since I've already got that all fuzzed up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually leave the top part of my transfer right on my fuzzing cloth. I know, right, Lisa Marie? I know. Oh, Carlene, definitely. This frame, Judy, go ahead and type in the word stacked, and you're going to get the link right to this, and then you can look at the dimensions from there. I don't have her address. I don't have the other, like the real Loretta ordered for me. It was the fake Loretta that didn't have Loretta's address. All right, you guys, we're going to start with our top pumpkin. I know, right? Yay for Loretta, the real Loretta. I know, some people are just rude. Like, how dare that person think that I would, like, what, just, oh, whoops, my bad, I'll send you one too. No. That's not how it works. All right, we're going to start with our top pumpkin here and just try to place this right in the center. It's still really, really sticky, you guys. Right in the center of the top. And this is the one, you want to do your top pumpkin first, okay? Your top pumpkin first. Now, I'm looking at this, and I think we're going to have to fill some space in at the bottom. Or move it down a little bit. You could measure yours. I'm eyeballing. But I do want it to be where I want it to be. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm half tempted to just cut this out. I think I'm going to do that just because it's going to make my life easier, and these are pieces. So you guys, we're going to cut out this pumpkin. That way I don't have to mess with the whole entire transfer to do this. And it's just going to make it easier for me. I was trying to leave it intact. I would rather do that, but tonight it's just going to be too difficult to work with the entire transfer the way that it was. All right, there we go. Am I going to wax first? I probably should. But no, I'm not. No, because I'm going to paint it. So I don't want to wax it. All right, you guys, we're just going to cut it. We cut it. We cut it. We're good now. We're not going to use that part right there anyway. That'll make it easier. Okay, here we go. So no, we're not going to wax first. We just fuzzed it up real good. Let's start with our first pumpkin. I know it's sideways. Right about there. Does that look good to you guys? I think it looks good to me. I think I like it. But no wax because we're going to paint. And I'm going to start this pumpkin. I'm going to do all of my pumpkins actually to start off with in bright white. I want to use the same color that matches the background of my board. Hey, Kathy! So that I can paint this in. And if I don't line it up perfectly, it's just going to blend in with the rest of this, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go bright white on the entire thing. You will be able to see it, you guys. If you've ever been to Home Depot and you've looked for a white to paint your walls, you'll know that no two whites are the same, and that our Chalkology bright white is more like a cottage white compared to the bright white at Home Depot. They're not the same, and you will definitely be able to see the white, okay? So this is our first pumpkin, just so you can see it. And we're getting where it needs to be painted. So we're going to paint on top of the white for each of these. Hello, everybody. All right, so there's our first one. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to pull this right up and off of here. And you guys, hopefully you can see this. Without a doubt, I can see my white pumpkin. Can you guys see the white pumpkin on there? Oh, you guys could see it before I even held it up. You could definitely tell that the white is different than the white of the board. All right, this is our first pumpkin. This is our first pumpkin. Is it, Carol? Because it was hot today. So John got home from work. You guys, I do have to tell you guys this. Next week, I will be gone. I will be gone pretty much all next week. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, you do know that in August, the second week in August, I'm gone. Hello, everybody. The second week in August is a weekend with our friends. There's about 30 or... Linda, type in the word stacked, and the link to this board is right in that supply list. And then it'll take you right to the Hobby Lobby site where you can check out the dimensions of it. I honestly don't know. Oh, I know, Logan, I know. All right, our next pumpkin, we're actually going to do a little bit overlapping the other one to where you can't see the stem, okay? And we're putting it right over top of the other one, and we're just going to stack these guys together. If they're not perfectly centered, that's okay. No two pumpkins are. Do I have white paste in the side of my hair? Probably. Or it could be a clip trying to hold my flyaways in place. It could be anything. So yeah, you guys, the second week in August, every single year, with about 30 of our friends, is an adults only golf outing, tubing trip, like trail rides, the whole 9 yards. And there's no kids allowed at the campsite. It is, like I said, adults only weekend. And so John and I are going to go up there with our friends. We're going to be golfing on Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning. Our tubing trip is on Saturday. And you guys, we need it. I am blessed that twice a year, John and I are able to get away from everything in life. Once with the incentive trip that I earned from Chalk. And then the second time is this tubing trip. And it's really a time to just unwind. I won't be live because what happens there stays there. It's that kind of a party. It's a good time with good friends. And yeah, it's what I need. I spent all this past weekend fixing my camper and all the little things that were wrong with it so that when I get up there, I don't have to think about a thing. So I'm going to try to have some content loaded for you guys and ready to go so you guys will still get some new stuff. But I'm leaving. And I'll see you guys when I get back. That starts Tuesday next week. Okay? All right, so here's our second pumpkin. I know you guys will love me and you'll still come back. I know you will. Hey, Kim. All right, so there's our second pumpkin, and you can see, especially after I dry it, that it slightly overlapped the other one. But you can definitely distinguish where the two pumpkins are, so we know where to put our colors, even though they're both white, okay? Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, and I need it too. It's a lot of fun. I can tell you guys that I've been on this tubing trip. This will be my 5th year because I didn't go the first 2 years after Evan was born, and I hadn't been before he was born. So this is my 5th year going, and I can tell you that there are a couple of trips that I've been on where I really don't remember much. But when you're around people that you trust explicitly, and you can just completely let yourself go, and you just know that no matter what, you're going to be taken care of, you can really just relax, enjoy, have a good time, have as many drinks as you want. Okay, so the reason that I didn't start at the bottom, Carol, is because if I start at the bottom, I have to try to guess where I'm cutting my pumpkin off. Our full pumpkin is always going to be at the top. The ones below it, we're not going to have the stem and we're not going to have the top of the pumpkin. So if we start at the one at the top, that's our full. The one below it's a partial pumpkin, and the one below that is another partial pumpkin. You just stop at the bottom of the pumpkin above it. Does that make sense? That's my reasoning. Thank you so much, you guys. We will have fun. We will have a lot of fun. And it's kind of like this one time of year is also the time for me and John to just kind of reconnect as a couple, not as mom and dad of Allie and Evan, which is probably part of the reason why we've lasted so long. Because we know each other as John and Laura, not just as mom and dad to these kids, right? And we enjoy each other's company even to this day when we are just together. Yeah, you know, so it's a good time. It's a good time. All right, last one. Again in bright white. This is just, the bright white is just so that when I line it up, it's not going to, so if I line it up and it doesn't match perfectly, it's not really going to matter much. All right, so my other pumpkin is right about here. The more that I do this, the harder it is to see exactly where the other pumpkin ends. So we'll just kind of lift a little bit and get an idea. And if it overlaps a little bit with this white, that's okay. All right, there we go. You really do need that as a couple. And when you have kids, it's really hard to get date nights in and all of that stuff and just kind of stay connected. The kids are going to be with my aunt, and the dog is going to be with my mom. I have a big air bubble, y'all, but we're going to go with it anyway. Wednesday's your 42nd anniversary. Oh my gosh, well, happy anniversary to you. Now, Carlene, is that because you guys took time to just kind of reconnect as a couple throughout the years? Or did you never get that time and somehow you survived? Oh, man. All right, so that pumpkin is now done. We're done with our bright white. And I am going to hope, whoops, I'm going to put this back here. I'm going to hope that I've got, I still didn't put any towels in my drawer, you guys. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my mind. I have more towels. They're just not in there because I can only fit so many in this drawer. I couldn't say I know 30 people, let alone like 30 people. Oh my gosh, Shirky. I like all of them. They're so much fun. There's no judgment. There's no anything, you guys. It's just fun. Hi, Janice. All right, there's our last one. Now I can take this pumpkin and I'm going to spray it down. You guys, we're going to wash this in just a little bit after we get all of our color on here. Oh, thank you so much, Beth. I appreciate that. All right, here we go, you guys. Spraying this down really well. We're going to wash this up and use this a couple of more times. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of that power wash on there just to make it easier to clean in just a little bit. But you guys can now see, hopefully, all three of our pumpkins on this board. Just like that. Now, you guys, when you've seen stacked pumpkins and when I've seen stacked pumpkins, I personally... Oh, I'm so glad, Elizabeth. I personally like the ones where you've got the three different colors. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do an orange, we're going to do a blue, and we're going to do a white. It really is, Tracy, going to be a great time. And I actually... I spent probably 2 hours today outside working on our camper toilet, trying to fix that. And I still didn't get it fixed. But I'm not afraid to tackle the nasty stuff in our relationship. Sometimes. Sometimes. All right, so we're going to use 3 different colors. Absolutely. Carol says she sold all of her stacked pumpkins that she made last year. So for my pumpkins, I've actually picked 3 colors here, you guys. We're going to use vanilla. We're going to use marmalade, which is this new orange color that we've got. And then we're also going to use the new blue one that I haven't tried yet. This one's called Lagoon. All right. Now, when you look at the transfer and you look at how this was laid out, what I want you guys to look at is that all of the parts that we have here in white, that's where our transfer is going to go through, right? We've RV'd for 15 years and never once spent time with others. And really, Jackie? Oh my gosh, we always camp with other people. So all of the places where you see white, that's where our color is going to go through when we lay it back down over top of this. All of the places where you can see the background white is where we need to paint in, and that's where we want our color that we're going to paint, okay? So what I want, because the colors that we're going to paint are going to be like the creases inside the pumpkin, I want the creases to be a little bit darker than the pumpkin itself. Oh, and I've also got some brown for some, it's called bark, you guys. Bark paste for the stem, okay? So in order to be able to make those colors a little bit darker, y'all, we're getting our mixology on here. I'm going to get out 3 paste trays. And in each of these 3 paste trays, I'm going to add a little bit of each one of these colors. We're going to do some marmalade. That's probably way too much because we're painting with this. We're going to add some marmalade to one. We're going to add some lagoon to one of them because one of our pumpkins is going to be lagoon. Oh, that's a beautiful blue, you guys. Oh my goodness. We're going to love this on our pumpkin. Well, hi, Kay. Well, thank you so much. All right, so we're using our lagoon. Whoops, I just threw one of the stir sticks. Lagoon for a second color. And our vanilla for a third color, okay? I love vanilla. I so love vanilla. And in order to make these, oh, Ruth, you're so sweet. Thank you. In order to make these just slightly darker than this so that it works really well as the groovy pieces, I'm going to say groovy, y'all, of our pumpkin, I'm going to add just a little bit of my bark to each one of these colors, okay? Now, hopefully bark and blue looks good together. I think it will. And then we're going to add a little bit of bark to our vanilla as well. And it's okay, you guys, if our vanilla gets dark, it's okay, all right? It's okay. All right, so marmalade and brown. Let's see what happens to it. Marmalade and bark makes a darker marmalade color. Get all that bark off the stem there. I almost think I could go darker with that. I think I can go darker. Let's go a bit darker. And add some more brown in there, okay? I want there to be enough contrast between the two that you're really going to be able to tell that there's a difference. That right there is so much better. Okay, you mix marmalade and espresso and you love it. Yes. So it's like a dark marmalade, a brownish marmalade color, and mixing all of them with the same bark is going to make it look that much better, okay? So here's lagoon and bark. Let's see what happens when we mix these two. Again, I think I might want to add a little bit more bark in here. I don't think I have enough. But it's better to not have enough and add a little bit more than to have way too much. And to need a ton more. I do love how that looks. Oh my gosh, that color is gorgeous together. Let's add a little bit more bark to our marmalade. There we go. Now we're getting the color that I'm looking for. That's really going to set that contrast. Hobby Lobby, Mary, and if you type in the keyword, the link to the Hobby Lobby frame is in there. It's a bit.ly link that'll take you right to the Hobby Lobby store to the exact frame that I'm using. I tried to get as many things linked up as possible tonight. All right, and here we go, you guys, bark and vanilla. And I think that we've probably got enough bark in here because it definitely made it a brown color, which is totally going to work. Do you want to go to Tennessee in January? I can't, Carol. My kids are in school. I can't really travel during the winter. All right, there we go. All right, you guys, and we're going to add a little bit, just a spritz. Oh, you're welcome. Just a spritz of some water into each one of these, just to make it easier to paint with. All right, let's grab some paintbrushes, you guys. And we're going to start, the top one I want to be the vanilla. I want the middle one to be this one, and I want this to be here, okay? So let's start with the top one. And we're just going to paint this entire pumpkin with this brownish vanilla color, okay? And you can sloppy paint. You can absolutely sloppy paint. You can absolutely sloppy paint, you guys. Make sure you get into all of those grooves, though. That's the main thing. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Hopefully I've got enough here. And what I love is that it's actually mixing a little bit of the white with some of this. And I like that a lot. See, now right here, there's no grooves. Right there, there's no grooves. So we don't even need to paint right in the middle of that. We can just come back over here where all of those grooves were in our pumpkin. Okay, trust the process, y'all. Trust the process. I actually think that I'm going to use this color on the stem too. It'll give some highlight to the stem that we're going to do in bark. Everybody's watching so intently. I love it. All right, so another story for you guys. For most of you guys that are on my personal page, you already know this. This weekend, we went camping with the kids and a bunch of friends. And Evan had a birthday party to go to. Oops, I went outside the lines just slightly. It'll be okay. Evan had a birthday party to go to for a friend of his. After ordered these pumpkins, I have stuff in my basket and decided to wait until tonight to see what you were doing. Awesome! Bad thunderstorms right now. Ooh, stay safe. Stay safe. So Evan had a birthday party that he had to go to this weekend while we were camping. So I cut out of camping to take him to his friend Landon's birthday party. But on the way there, we had an interesting conversation because we brought the kids' we brought Allie's bike. We brought mine and John's electric bikes. And once we got there with Evan's bike, we're told by our friends that his bike, his dirt bike, is not allowed because even though it's an electric dirt bike, it doesn't have pedal assist, so they won't allow it. Oh! So Evan, when he takes off with his friends to go do something, we do the buddy system, you guys. Our kids are getting older. We do the buddy system. But he takes off with his friends to go do something, and here's little Evan running behind, it does look like a wig, running behind all of his friends who are riding their bikes. And he's running as hard as he can to catch up. And so on the way to this birthday party, we have this conversation, and Evan tells me that he wants to finally learn how to ride a pedal bike. And so while he was at the birthday party, I ran to Walmart. I bought him a brand new pedal bike, you guys. And as soon as I picked him up from the birthday party and I brought him back to the campsite, he saw that bike. His mouth just dropped. He was super, super excited. He couldn't wait to tell his dad, even though his dad had already seen it and taken the training wheels off immediately. And he jumped right on this bike. And I'm telling you guys what, in 20 minutes, he had it down. And he was riding that bike all over the campsite with his friends all weekend and just had a blast. So this weekend was definitely a milestone weekend for us. Hi, Carol. All right, you guys, this is this darker color that we made from our lagoon. It almost looks green, but I think it's going to look fantastic once we get this done. Because even though it looks green, it's going to go with that lagoon because it was made, he already had his balance, yeah, because he had his balance from that dirt bike. So it made riding the bike easy. Made the bicycle part really easy. I'm trying to be careful right up here at the top, just to make sure that I don't go into the upper pumpkin. Isn't that awesome, you guys? So today, I guess another part of the reason why I was a little bit later coming on was because I took Evan for a bike ride with John. And then I got back here, and Allie, who told us that she didn't want to go for a bike ride with us, was then upset that she missed the bike ride and I had to go again. Oh! So I think it's going to be like daily 7 o'clock p.m. bike rides for this mama for a while now. Right as the sun's starting to go down and it's not the heat of the day anymore. It does look like a wig. And this one's going to look like a wig too, because I'm not going to do that middle part and waste any paint. But I do want to make sure that I'm getting all of those little groovy pieces. That actually looks like a beautiful color green, you guys. I might use this green for other things. I like it. Family bike rides are the best. And I was telling John that I'm super excited that now I'll be able to take my kids out to some state parks and things, and we can just grab a picnic lunch and go out there and just have some family bike rides and just enjoy being a family. I've been wanting that so badly. Just to do those kind of things with our kids, but Evan has been hesitant to ride a bike for so long. All right, you guys, here we go. Here's our last color. This is that darker orange that we're going to do for this last pumpkin, okay? Trust the process. Trust the process. This is the process, you guys, to make beautiful, beautiful art. What's going on in the middle pumpkin? Nothing. It just turned green. It turned green when we added that bark in there. But it's going to work out just fine. It is a huge milestone for sure. But it also helps that this awesome mom bought him the coolest bike ever. You guys. Oh. I called John and I'm like he really, really, really wants to learn how to ride a bike this weekend. He wants to go riding with the boys. Like, should I go and buy one for him or not? And John goes, you know, I almost bought one the other day, but I wasn't sure of his size. And he kind of tried to convince me that I needed to have Evan there so I can check and make sure that he was big enough for the bike that I was getting him. But I know exactly how tall he is because I know he's not 48 inches and big enough to ride the roller coasters at the fair without mom with him. So I knew exactly what bike to get for him because I knew exactly how big he was. And I picked out the perfect one. So it's an 18-inch, Carol. Evan is 46 inches. And the bikes were either, oh my gosh, y'all, I can't see. The bikes were either 4 foot 2 inches or up to 50 inches. I know. True, Jackie. That's true. Oh, he was so excited. And I even tried to get him to guess on the way home. I'm like, buddy, there's a surprise waiting back at the campsite for you. Aren't you excited to go back? And, asked him if he could guess what it was. And he's like, is it candy? Are we having s'mores? Never in a million years would he have guessed that was what was waiting for him. He's 7. He'll be 8 in October. All right, you guys, we have got it done. We have got that done. We need this to be nice and dry. Thank you, Denise. Like totally, totally, totally dry before we can move on to the next step. Otherwise, our transfer is going to pull this up. Hi, Dale. Thank you, Ruth. I love these colors together. Even though that turned out green, I still love that green. And I think once we put the blue on there, it's really, really, really going to pop. But you guys, we have to make sure that this is totally, totally dry, or it's going to pull up, or our wax is going to spread it. And then we're not going to get the look that we want to with this. See, that one's still tacky. Still a bit tacky. Glue gun's still growing strong, though. Thank you, Sue. Very fall. Yes, it is. That orange turned out great. All right, I think we've got it. I know, yeah, you're right, there are green pumpkins. Okay, let's put this down here on the side for a minute. And we have to get our transfer back out. Now, y'all, I don't have my cup of water in here. All I have are my board erasers. So we're going to have to spray, spray, spray. Hi, Stephanie. Actually, I think I'm going to start off. Exactly. So, Jackie, not only is bike riding freeing for him, yes, Nancy, I will. Yes, I will. I'm going to have to clean the transfer after each pumpkin. I will. But it's going to be worth it. I'm going to clean the top of it with wet wipes just to get the majority of this white off of here because it was 3 layers of white. This is where sometimes if you accidentally order a duplicate, it's just good to have that. Your other one bit the dust. Oh no! Oh no! It happens. I use those dryers, like they're fantastic, but they really are not made to last. But they're still worth it for the time that you get with them, I think, because they're only like $20, and you get to use them for about 6 months, and then they die. Maybe longer if you don't craft every single day like I do. But mine certainly has not lasted as long as I had hoped. My last 2 haven't lasted as long as I had hoped. Yeah, just disinfecting wipes. Just to get the majority of that white paste off the top of that. And then we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this over because there's a lot of white paste on there. And use a clean side of my towel to do the back side of this. This is where I wish that John would kind of be in with, like not work the schedule that he does so he could help me and wash my transfers for me in between. Or if I had a wash basin in here, that would be fantastic. Oh, and now my board eraser is falling apart too. Go figure. You have another one on your list of things you need from Amazon? All right, you guys, it's not a perfect wash. I'm okay with that. Really, I'm okay with that right now. And we're going to give this a quick dry. It hasn't gone out yet, but you know that it will. Now, you guys, if you're drying your transfers like this, be very, very, very careful. You can melt your transfers. You just want to blast it with barely enough heat to just get it dried off. You do not need to power dry it. And if you do, then any paste that's left in there is going to be harder to get out, okay? All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Let's grab our board back out here. Well, thank you, Mary. The camera can be deceiving. It was not perfect. You probably did hear Evan. He's always out there just kind of being loud, even when Dad's trying to sleep. That boy does not sleep very much. All right, we're going to grab our surface wax out. And we need to wax this thing up before we move any farther. And this is where the magic's going to happen, you guys. Right here. Oh yeah, he's busy. And I think he and his sister are getting along right now too. So it's hard to yell at them when they're actually out there laughing with each other. So it doesn't happen all the time. All right, a bit of surface wax right on top. This is just going to keep this from pulling up and keep our transfer from over sticking to our surface. So we're going to wax on. And then take a clean piece of paper towel and we're going to wax right back off. I wish I could bottle his energy and sell it. I really, really do, because he's got so much of it. All right, wax on and wax off, y'all. And then here we go. Are you ready? I did not wax before because I knew I was going to be painting. And so I didn't want to wax the surface and then have my paint not stick to it. See, I know that this one, it's not wood. It's not chalkboard either. It's like a finished wood. So it's not going to absorb the paint colors as much as a regular wood would. Wood. Anyway, I'm such a kid. All right, let's try to get this in here to where it's perfect. Perfectly lined up. Ooh, it's not going to be quite perfect, but it's going to be close. And that right there is why we want that original color to be white. I think I got it pretty darn close, you guys. Pretty darn close to where it was. No! It's certainly harder to tell where it goes. Let's go with that. See how that falls. You guys, I think this is just about right. Close enough. That's close enough for me. It looks like I got most of it. It looks good to me. All right, you guys, this is the one that's marmalade. And bark for our stem. So let's go ahead and start with the stem. That's bark. And I'm just using a mini squeegee cut in half to make it smaller. He's making up words now out there, you guys. Can you still hear him? He gets his craziness from his father. Just kidding. Just kidding. Totally from me. My friend Melissa actually called John the golden child this weekend. Because John's the one that's just so easy going. I see you, Cassie. In your mind, you're helping me line it up. Oh my gosh. So yeah, John's just the one that's like so easy going. He never does anything that irritates anybody. He's always the helper of everybody. He's just so like he's the golden child. All right, you guys, I am going to do paste and pull on this just because I started with that stem. So let's go down a little bit on each side. I just don't want that stem to dry in the silk screen. I want this to turn out perfectly. So let's go right to about there and go ahead and pull this up and then finish off that pumpkin, okay? Oh, and I'm glad that I did. There we go. You're right! Bonda, you're right. The white pumpkin was supposed to go on top. Well, I have an idea. Okay, well, listen, you guys, here's the thing. We're going to fix it because that's exactly what I should have done. But it'll be okay. You guys, they're right. I should have done the white on the top. I totally messed it up. No! It's okay. You guys. Let's do the orange one down here. We can't even do that. Ah! You guys. No, you don't love it. I messed it up. That was supposed to be the white one. Well, it's going to be easier to line up. Now when we fix it, and I can't even go down here and do the orange one because I need the where the other one stops. I'm sorry. I know, Lynn. I wasn't paying attention. It's okay. We're just going to dry it. We're going to wash our transfer again, and then we're going to put the white one right back down. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. No, it won't look okay. It won't. Hold, please. I'm glad you guys caught me right then, though. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I won't even have to do the stem again. I'm just going to do the vanilla. Just the vanilla. That's all I need to do. How did I do that? I was talking too much and thinking too little. And those are the kind of mistakes that I make. Sometimes. It happens. We'll fix it. No problem. I just wish I had a little wash basin in here somewhere. Y'all yelled no. It's just going to make for a more interesting pumpkin now. That's all. We'll get it and it'll be just fine. Oh, thanks, Carol. See, she sent me some pity stars. You're right. You guys were all listening to me and not paying attention to anything I was doing. Y'all are just here for the stories. Oh, Ruth, but I didn't though. I didn't, not with that one on the top. It wasn't supposed to be like that. All right, Carlene, I understand, girl. We might have to make this into a two-parter. Don't forget to relax before starting again. Right, Wendy. Right. You're right, Mary. I do always fix my mistakes and I always make it happen. It's going to be fine. I'm pretty good at lining things up. But I do need to make sure now that this is really dry. I could have two-toned it. I need to make sure that this is really dry, and we need to make sure that we put another layer of surface wax over that. Watching closely how I fix this. It's good, Pam. It's good. We're good. We're good. I'm good. I lost my transfer for a second. It's still on the fuzzing cloth. All right, watch and learn, y'all. All I have to do is line it up absolutely 100%, totally, completely, and utterly perfect. And then we have no problem at all. That's all I have to do. That's all I have to do. Look at that. We're good. We're good. Let's go back over it with vanilla and see what happens. I have a little bit of orange poking out there. That's okay. Oh, that is so not okay. Right there. Right there. What have I done to myself? This is the hardest part, you guys. We're going with it. If it has a little bit of orange, it's going to be good. I think we're fine. Ta-da! Okay, you guys. Let's try this again, only this time with vanilla. Okay? We don't even have to do that stem again. We just have to do the orange part. And I just had to line it up perfectly. And look at this, you guys. We have a white pumpkin. It gives it character, yes. I can definitely see where all that orange was at, though. I should have finished it in orange. I should have just finished it in orange and then come back and did this color over top. Instead of stopping mid-process. But I have an idea. I probably won't do it live, but I think I'm going to later on tonight. Instead of washing this again in front of you guys, I'll give this one final wash and I'll go over this one last time with one last coat of vanilla, just to make the vanilla a little bit thicker. Thank you. So that you don't see any of that excess stuff there, you guys, because you can definitely tell everything about it is weird. I should have painted the entire thing instead of making it look like it was a wig. I should have done everything underneath evenly. I did not. But all it's going to take is a second coat of that vanilla and it'll be just fine. Thank you. All right, you guys, let's see how well it fixed it. Well, she still looks like she has a wig. Hi, Shelly. I should have painted this part right here in, is what I should have done. And I still can. I just have to come back in and do that and then lay it back down. So I'm glad I didn't get rid of my color, but look at how that looks. Carol's like, I think it looks okay. It looks okay, but it's not like well, I want it to look like okay. But now that I see that that's happened with this top pumpkin, let's not make the same mistake with the other two. Let's go ahead and take our paintbrush. Before we do anything else, we still have some of this color left. And let's paint in all of this area that was wig-like on the last one, right? That way we don't have that same kind of appearance going on for the next pumpkin, okay? I will absolutely go over that part again for sure. And let's do the same thing with the orange. I still have some color left. I didn't discard it yet. Now that we see that process, y'all. Thank you. I'll get it fixed and it will be perfect. But I think that we're actually going to turn this into a two-parter because you guys, we're almost at an hour and a half and we still have not gotten to any of the embellishments yet. So let's finish our pumpkins and then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll embellish this baby and we'll finish this project, okay? Just because of the timing. You were wondering why I didn't think that we were going to need to because the transfer was going to go over that, but now that I see what it did here, you like the orange showing through the vanilla? I actually have, you guys, we could probably not even redo that and I could probably cover that with something, with an embellishment. Because listen, look at you guys. I have this gorgeous flower that I could put right there and you would never know. Right? Just saying. We could totally do that. All right, let's finish our other two pumpkins here real quick though. And then we'll come back tomorrow and we will finish this project. Do as I say, y'all, not as I do. Do as I say, y'all, not as I do. I didn't wash it. I didn't wash it, but it was done with vanilla. Let's just try to do it without it even being washed. Because why not? You guys, let's do the blue. Let's do the blue. I can see where the vanilla ends right there. I can see where the blue needs to start. I didn't even wash it after the vanilla. We're going to try the Blue Lagoon right over top of the transfer since you don't really see the vanilla anyway. Might even make it look a little bit more distressed. Let's try it. I'm getting lazy. All right, Blue Lagoon. I want to go right to the edge of that other pumpkin. With our blue lagoon. Right there. Right there. Thank you. You used the pumpkin 24 times last year and it's still, yeah. You can definitely use them a lot, you guys. Especially if you take good care of them. But we're going to see what this blue lagoon does without having washed the transfer. Since we just had vanilla on there before. And we're going to go all the way to the bottom of our second pumpkin. All right, you guys, let's check it out and see what happens with it. You guys, I like it. I like the lagoon. I love that blue. You guys, we're not so worried about the transition because we're going to put moss and stuff in there anyhow. But look at how cool that looks with that lagoon color. I think that looks really cool. Really cool. Thank you. All right, one more time, you guys. We've got to get this thing washed up. The most painstaking part of the process, right here. If I weren't live, I would take these to my sink and I just run them under water with my board eraser. It's so much easier because using a towel, it just ends up getting all over the board eraser and then it just doesn't clean quite as well. But we're making it happen. We are making it happen tonight, you guys. Yes, Carol, it sure will. It'll look great when it's finished. It is pretty dark. I kind of expected the lagoon to be lighter than that, honestly, because it looks lighter in the jar. It looks much lighter in the jar. All right, last time, you guys, and then we're going to finish this off tomorrow night for part 2 and get it all embellished up and really just bring this whole project home, okay? It ain't perfect, I tell you that. The transfer cleaning, I mean. The transfer cleaning is not perfect. But it's okay. Trust the process. All right, now let's get the orange down on there real quick. Maybe you mixed it darker in an earlier layer? Well, I mixed it darker for the groove part of it, but this right here still dried darker than what I expected it to. I thought the lagoon was going to be brighter. But it's still a really pretty teal. All right, last one, y'all. Gotta make sure we fuzz it. I can't see. You guys, I think that that's good right there. Right there. So I'm only pressing down the bottom part of it, not up here where the lagoon is at. Marigold is not going to be the right on top. You think the marigold's going to be dark on dark? I think it's going to look good. We will soon find out, though. Because I think the marigold's going to be bright enough. I don't know. I try not to use the new colors, you guys. It might be that too. It might be that the lagoon shows up darker because the color underneath is so dark. But that just means that our embellishments need to be a little bit more on the darker side, more on the late autumn side. All right, let's check it out. Let's see if we like our orange pumpkin. This is, did I say marigold? It's marmalade. Thank you, Carol. It's marmalade. Do I keep saying marigold? You guys. I think that that looks good. I like that pumpkin on the bottom. I think that that bottom pumpkin looks fantastic. I like that it has the darker grooves in there, don't you guys? I think the darker grooves really, like, that's how a pumpkin is. Like, that really made it, like, right? I think that that looks good with the darker grooves in the orange one. All right, you guys, we're going to finish this one up tomorrow because it's already been almost an hour and a half, which is pretty much my max. It's 11:30. I know some of you guys work tomorrow, but we do have more to do, okay? We've got quite a bit more to do. And I promise you, when the whole thing comes together, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, okay? It's going to be gorgeous. So come back tomorrow, see what I do with these pumpkins, and how I turn this into a what do you guys call those ones? A showstopper. That's my goal. You guys, we're going to turn this tomorrow into the showstopper. Okay? So come back tomorrow evening as we finish this up. And we're going to just put some embellishments on here. We're going to finish this piece up and turn this into a showstopper. Because that's what you guys like to call them. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for watching tonight. Come back tomorrow for the finished project. And I will see you guys then, okay? Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Bye, everybody.